But who wears that many turtlenecks? I've said this before. What is going on with this guy?
I don't know. But you know what? Like, we all have some sort of clothing that we prefer that is almost like a uniform for us. T-shirts. For example, like, like the double layered t-shirt. Yeah, that's your uniform. Like, I love sweaters.
Heck, what's turtle? That's like...
I know, I don't like it.
It's like
anything around my neck makes me feel like I'm going to throw up. I don't like it.
We need to start paying attention to something. Like, does he wear like the Under Armour like up to here mock turtleneck too when he does everything? I need to pay attention to it, but it's just too much.
Yeah, maybe there is a reason that he doesn't. Yeah. Maybe he's got like a mole or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he just likes it. I mean, we like what we like.
All right, whatever. Okay. Yeah.
I still want to know how many he's got. Like, I need to see that closet. Like, can we please, Fessy, can we please have a tour of your closet? Like, put it on your Insta, like it's cribs. Be like, here is my
Roy G. Biv.
Here is my closet. Yeah. And I want to see him. And I would bet money, because you seem like an organized dude. They're probably like color coordinated, right? Color coordinated. I got to see it. So please. I want to see that closet.
Like, opens it up, just like runs his fingers long, and be like, look at all these turtlenecks.
Like, as we hear like the bell.
Yeah, look at all these turtlenecks. Like, nobody's got more turtlenecks than I do.
Oh, and then like throw them up so they like land on him on the bottom.
Oh yeah, turtleneck heaven. Yeah.
What up, Challenge fans? We are Final Alliance Podcast. We just finished watching episode 3 of the Challenge 38, titled A Bumpy Ride. Although, really, we could have named it Decision Maker.
No, it's Maker of Decisions.
Maker of Decisions.
Yeah, Bumpy Ride. I don't listen. Both came into this. I sat down. I said, I'm really, really anticipating a great episode.
Same.
Same. And I'm not going to say I thought it was a good episode.
I thought it delivered, absolutely.
There's
I thought
so
it was
much
good.
in this episode.
I wrote like 6 pages of notes. There was like a lot that happened.
That's what I'm getting to. So you can foreshadow. You can pick up my foreshadowing. Actually, before we sat down, I'm like, how am I going to do this? And then I was like, wait a minute. I cannot do this without your note taking. Seriously. And so this is you're the one that carries this entire thing. I just complain about stuff and give my 2 cents and very little historical knowledge of the show, but that's what I'm here to do, to give that to the people. But yeah, wherever you go with this, I am just going to row in the same boat with you.
Row it in the same boat.
Yeah, which I always do.
Jordan enters the game. That's where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing Big Energy, which we both got really excited about.
Yes,
that
because
it's
I love the song,
right? And it's it's also like got the same beat as Mariah Carey song, and what's the other one?
Tom Club.
Tom Club.
Yeah.
And of course, because we are now making our that's what I call challenge list, so that will absolutely be on it. Yeah. That's a song I've heard so many times, but I still enjoy hearing it. Obviously Jordan shows up by himself, and they're like, all right, who's with him? And then we see Anissa.
Yeah.
And she comes in and everyone cheers. Tori is the one that we like see right away, just like so excited. And, Anissa's got like her tongue out. And I was like, that was a really good intro for her. Like, that was really good.
Yeah. And it
was exciting.
And
it was fun, lighthearted.
Like you said, the tongue come out thing. That's what I liked about it, because the way the song hit at the same time, the Big Energy, and that came out, I thought they did a great job, and good for them. Yeah.
And, of course, Tori says, she's worried about seeing Jordan. She didn't know he was coming, and they didn't end on the best of terms. So we know, obviously, there's going to be a conversation. We saw in the previews it was going to happen, to which we're all, I know I was, on the edge of our seat waiting for this conversation to happen. Annalise and Tommy, this is our first foreshadowing that we see. We're little, but people should be worried about us.
Nah, no.
I find Tommy to be just adorable. He's very entertaining. And I like that I'm seeing that Bananas is kind of warmed up to both of them. We see, and I'll talk about it later, but we see several times where he's visiting with them.
Yeah, but Tommy does have the personality. And on top of it, you have to understand, he's a Broadway dancer. And he won like Big Brother most likable, the $25,000.
Oh yeah. Favorite house guest.
He is likable. There's nothing.
For sure.
He said the crowd surfing was the greatest moment of his life. The guy dances on Broadway, and you were like, "Oh, I love him." I'm like, "Of course you do."
Of course.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with it. Of course he's likable, but I mean, it only goes so far. Okay.
Well, of course.
There's different elements of the game, and we can talk more about it, and we will, whatever else. But yeah, there's your social game only goes so far.
Absolutely. For sure. Horacio, more foreshadowing. He says, we won the elimination. Now we got a target on our back.
Yeah, that was the kind of thing where I was like, again, last week we talked about it, and I'll say it one more time. Did you? The entire house was telling me what to do. Did you? And he's like, and we're formidable, and now people will be thinking about us like, but did you?
Right. It's not like
that's okay. Be proud, but be realistic. Let's move on.
Right.
That's all.
And I mean, realistically, the way they performed in the previous challenge might have put a target on their back.
That's what they should have said. Yeah, not the elimination.
They're good competitors.
I agree with that.
Because he was just incredible, and so was she.
Yeah, yes. Oh, yeah. She's
phenomenal.
Far exceeded what I judging a book by its cover. Far exceeded that so far.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm enjoying her a lot.
I agree.
Jordan and Bananas are talking. Same thing that we saw with Bananas and Devin. It's like, I'm so excited to see you. Didn't think I'd be, but I'm excited. Looks like the house is kind of lopsided. Kind of give me the tea on what's going on. Jordan says something like, if Fessy or Nelly wins, that's going to be interesting to see who they lie with, because, with us vets, we know where most of us lie, but those two we're not really sure.
Sure.
So I thought that was interesting.
Now, that's the thing I think where we take the pause to the listeners who are, and people watching that are kind of new, but not new. There are levels to vets.
Oh, for sure.
Fessel, Nelly, he's kind of rolled around. Nelly's got his years. He's got his belt.
Yeah, Nelly's.
Yeah, he's in there. But Corey, they've gone against the other side of the house or whatever else sometimes, and they've tried to bring in the rookies. Johnny's true here. He's like, we don't know where they're at.
Right.
Johnny's never worked with Fessy, never worked with Nelly, really. So he's like, but I feel like they've been kind of talking to the rookie side.
Right.
And he's not wrong.
Right.
Okay. There was something brewing there. Like Turbo was doing something too. But I don't want to bring him up at all. But they were all brewing something that wasn't shown. So Johnny is spot on here. And when he said it, I was like, oh my God, are they going to throw this challenge? They didn't throw the challenge, but I thought right away, like, is he that far advanced to be like, wouldn't it be cool if they just win and we get to see where they line up? Yeah.
Also more foreshadowing. Because,
yeah.
Also, if you guys haven't watched our podcast before. Yeah. Well, we do watch the episode together. We just watched it live, essentially. Now we're recording it. So this is a fresh take right after watching the episode on Wednesday night. And then we have Ravyn. She's sad that Johnny's in Nerys because they're partners, and it seems like he had let her on a little bit before the season started that there was going to be more. Didn't you get that vibe too with the way she explained it?
Yes, I got that vibe, and from a little bit of tea. Did you listen? You didn't listen to Johnny Bananas' podcast with Donnie?
I did listen to it.
She said that there's multiple stories where he kind of let it be like, this is going to be a bonding time for us to get this back, and that didn't happen when the plane ride came. So she was upset.
Of course. And but then they're like, okay, and then Nerys and Nelly, we're going to work with you, and we're all going to work together, and it's going to be great. And of course, as I'm watching this, I'm like, don't feel like that's actually
it's not going to work out. No.
We see more Tori talking about the breakup. She said, we broke up, it's been like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it was a year and a half ago. It was great. They were in love, everything else. I mean, they made like a music video together. Yeah. I don't know. We won't.
It was Wonderwall. I think it was Wonderwall.
I don't know. But it was great. And then it just, just wasn't great.
And until it wasn't. And, she talks more about her journey to, her mental health, getting better, antidepressants, how she's been feeling a lot better. She's talking to Anissa and she's like, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so grateful I've done this work, but because this is hard.
Yeah.
And, she mentions that she did a couple months after the breakup, hook up with Fessy.
Yeah. And she's, yeah.
And she's like, and it was out of spite, which was awful. Which we've talked about that before.
Yep.
Remember when she did the live discussing all of the things that were talked about in Jemmy's video that she posted.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also like what you said. It's a walking bad decision. When she sees him in the house.
Yeah.
So
it's like a memory of like, I made this poor choice and now I got to see it.
But not in a bad way where she doesn't dwell on it. Because obviously she can play the game.
Right.
So this PSA, we may call it, is still like you're going to make decisions in life that you're not proud of but you have to see daily. And
right.
Like you can get over it.
Of course.
And that's a big deal. And I do think we talked about it last week and we'll touch on it now, but the theme of it every week probably could bring it down a little bit. That's all. And I don't want anyone to think I'm whatever else, but it's that I'm not for it, but I do like it. And I do like the talk of it. And we'll see more of it when they talk at the nightclub.
Right.
And I'll elaborate more on that. But like, it's let's get to the game of it. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah,
I think there was obviously going to be more discussion of this because he just came.
Maybe, yeah, we'll get to
but
that.
I do agree. It was kind of like, it sounds really insensitive, but it was kind of like, I thought we've already talked about this. But
I was trying to take
that's okay.
I was trying to take that bullet for you.
And I'm still, proud of her and her journey and all of that, but it was kind of.
Yeah, I really am.
Anyway, moving on. Fessy has decided he would like to go by his given name. Says, in sports, people would call him Fess and then Fessy. And when he was on Big Brother, he went by Fessy. A lot of people had a hard time with his name. So he wants to go by his actual name, which is Fessy.
Fessy, yeah.
Fessy. I apologize. I'm really going to try to get it right.
Not, yeah.
But it's Fessy. It is, obviously, it's Arabic, and it means the decision maker, which then it goes right into his lack of decision making, so on, like we could say, is in regards to women. Now, I don't think he's actually hooking up with all these women. Yeah. With Laurel, it looked like they were just sitting on top of the bed, not under the covers, like visiting.
I know, but then you also compound that with his past relations with Tori. So there's 5 that maybe are in there. So there's Olivia, right?
Not Olivia.
Not Olivia.
No, Olivia's with Nelly.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, Kim. No, Colleen. See,
Colleen and Kim are both.
Colleen Michelle, which Michelle came out of nowhere. We're like,
no,
what?
Michelle, no. Because remember on the reunion, he had gone to see her in Florida, and it was a funny joke because he was like, well, because she had tickets to Harry Potter World.
Yeah.
So Kyle had a fun meeting with
Michelle.
So it's Michelle, Laurel, Annalise, and Colleen.
Annalise, okay, Annalise.
And they play Willa Ford's "I Want to Be Bad." Remember that song?
Yeah.
I was so proud. I just knew it right away. I was like,
so he's got this serious moment with Casey where he's like, and
right. Like I want to go by
this.
Like,
okay. She's like decision making. It's just Casey and her, the way she is, always with her optimistic ways. She's like,
of course,
yeah, decision maker, great call. And then he's kind of doing this in his one-on-ones with the producers, and he's got his turtleneck on, of course, and he's like,
he's got the furry.
This is why I do these things, and then they're like, "Well, who was in your bed this day? Who was your bed that?"
I know it was like within a 24-hour span.
Sure, yeah, last night and then this morning, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I don't make the best decision," but he should, and
there is, even though he still is not maybe my favorite person in the world, there was a little bit of humility there from him.
Oh, I think there is, yeah.
Which that's new. So
I think there is that, and also in his gameplay, which we'll talk about as well. Yeah, I mean, because he does say, like, I haven't always made the best decisions. But unfortunately, the editing from producers comes after they say, like, who was in your bed the night before, whatever else. And he's like, yeah, I guess I don't make the best decisions. And then he says it. So the editing's kind of weird if you look at it, but he does. If the timeline works when he's talking to Casey, it really is. He says, like, decision maker. And she's like, decision maker. Okay. And then he's like, but I always don't make the best ones. But it's spliced.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes it seem like if you really just watching it and be like, oh, I don't know if he gets it or not. So, but again, I think it's instead of decision maker decisions because he had multiple decisions to make in this episode.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he's still Fessy. Sorry.
and
Johnny points it out. Johnny's the one that started.
He says he's still messy. He's still messy.
Fessy, yeah.
Challenge day. It is called Build Me Up. You are on. It kind of looks like a football field, but it's more longer and more narrow. Yeah. It's for time. You have 6 barrels. You have to haul them one by one and stack them, climb them, set off a flare, which shoots off the color of your team. You got to do that on 3 stations. So you got to do that 3 times. Then bring them all back one by one across the finish line. And it's obviously best time.
Yeah.
This is the kind of, I like these challenges. I think these are really good as far as teamwork. And these are the kind of challenges that it's hard to hide if you are not strong and don't have endurance.
I agree. And yeah, and it takes very little what I'm thinking of, like strategy of like how to do these. Yeah. So yeah, it's just stamina, endurance, get after it. Yeah, may the best team win. And
I was impressed with all of these teams. I didn't see a lot of walking. I didn't see teams cussing at each other. It sounded like there was, from what I saw, lots of encouragement.
Yeah, there was no quitting.
I was impressed. I loved seeing Jordan encouraging Anissa. That was wonderful. There was lots of good stuff.
Yeah, they give their backstory, but they also talk about how they really, truly respect each other.
For sure.
Yeah, so it was good.
Heat 1 has Casey and Kenny, Tommy and Annalise, Colleen and Kim, Nerese and Nelson, Mariah and Fessy, Tori and Devin, Jay and Michelle. Before that, they mentioned Nelly, is he going to win this daily challenge, which that is this season's My Wife Kiki.
Yeah, do a shot. Yeah, it's
instead of and Challenge USA every episode, Armandini would mention his wife Kiki.
Yeah, I hope they win next episode because I'm so tired of the.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cute that he like plays along with it. And,
sure.
You know that he has not won a daily in a period of time or ever. Maybe I'm not sure.
But do you need your partner to bring it up?
Right, your partner who's new.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. How many of you won?
Yeah.
But I love Nelly. But yes, I would enjoy. I want him to reverse that curse, if you will. So, Mariah and Fessy get it first heat, second heat. Oh, and this We Hear What I Like About You by the Romantics. Banani, Olivia and Horacio, Ravyn and Johnny, Nisa and Jordan, Laurel and Jack, and Amber and Chauncey.
Who?
Exactly. We never see them.
Yeah, Amber and Chauncey.
Amber and Chauncey.
Yeah, I know I'm lying. But, I mean, seriously, these two.
We don't see them at all.
We're in for maybe
37 seconds.
In the first episode. No, I'm telling you, this one, I'll give you 37 seconds. Oh, yeah, because Chauncey's in
They were dancing.
I'll give you 37 seconds. And he said something.
Oh, and he said something about the shoes.
And they are maybe 180 seconds, total. 270 in the first episode, and they haven't been back.
Can you imagine like putting in all that time and energy to be on a show and then you're watching and you're like, okay, family, like let's have like a watch party. Like, and you're like, and there it went. Yeah. It's the whole thing.
And be like, well, why aren't you in there?
I've had that nightmare before.
Like, oh, editing didn't really like me. Like, why not? No, it's because you have
really
zero
nice.
Personality.
Yeah.
You have no personality.
Amber's very nice. And Chauncey seems nice too. But yeah, I've actually had that nightmare that like I was cast on Real World and I was like the quiet person that like nobody like even knew I was on the season. I've had that nightmare.
All right. Interesting. Right.
But at the same time, Amber's a good athlete. Chauncey seems to be a decent enough athlete. So maybe we'll see more of him later.
Well, decent isn't a good word, and that's perfect, though. Decent's like right in the middle. Like
we haven't seen enough.
I have. I mean, sure.
I wish she was with Jeremiah from last season. Wasn't he so cute?
Yeah.
He'd do the dances with people.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope they cast him again. Anyway, So second round, Ravyn and Johnny win. And then between Ravyn and Johnny, they were cooking, and everyone was commenting about it.
Yeah, Olivia and
same. Yeah. But the win is Mariah and Fessy.
And this was a no-brainer. Like, even they go to commercial, and I'm like, they're winning. The production, everything is set up perfectly here. I mean,
oh yeah.
Even Mariah was saying, like, oh, I feel so good. I'm like, this is your first challenge. Will you calm down? Like, it's just, and she'll say,
I could tell that she was going to be a beast. Like, as far as just like, I mean, her just,
but
way her physique,
the editing was just way too obvious at who was going to win this.
Right.
So
for sure. And well, and we haven't seen Fessy really in episodes 1 or 2.
Yeah. So
then all of a sudden we're seeing him quite a bit, and I'm like, all right, what does this mean?
Yeah. What it means is that you could have seen him instead of quite a bit, a little bit less. That's what it means. But all right.
Nelly T has a cute line. He loves love, and love loves me.
Jesus, this guy.
I love, and love loves me.
Because he's looking at Olivia. Yeah. Your boy Nelly loves love, and love loves me. Just this guy. Who writes this stuff for him?
I think he does.
That's the problem. Yeah. That's the problem.
I love Nelly T.
Sure.
Tommy and Annalise are sad they lost. You know, we're small and our little legs couldn't make it. And then we got Bananas encouraging them. And
that was way too much, too. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry if we keep talking about production, but all that talk was way too much. Like, yeah, guys, no one expected you to win this. No one expects you to win any of this. I'm sorry. Nobody. They brought you in for your personalities because you're from Big Brother. This little agreement they have with CBS, your Instagram, whatever else.
Oh my God,
but nobody expects you guys to win this. And like, oh no. And the more and more it happens, that's when you realize when it goes down to elimination, like, oh, this is why they're getting so much screen time.
Right.
Like nobody expects them to win. There's no way those two expect to win anything. Nobody.
I think
does.
there are types of challenge that I think that they would do well. Something with balance, with his dance background.
Okay, so like the first one with Devin and Tori when they have to do the ball that we have to, with the first elimination. Sorry, the first elimination, not challenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have to do that. Yeah. They're not going to lean on a wall like Big Brother and hold on for a little bit.
No, but I mean,
and by the way, he fell off of there one time because he said he's too short.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was balance. All right. Yeah. And not to get a Big Brother in background, Tommy. Sorry.
I did love that when Bananas is encouraging them, he's like, now if the challenge was best Instagram content, you guys would win.
It's being voted for a quote of the night. It really was. And they're just like, oh, stop. And I was like, no, he's right.
Right. It was great.
No, keep it up. You guys are doing just fine. Maybe there'll be a challenge. You guys are like best Instagram photo. I'm like, yeah.
They really are besties too. Like they watch together and then like post on Insta like as they're watching. It's cute.
Okay.
I like it.
We watch it together.
No.
What are we gonna? I mean, how far do you think we're gonna make it
in the challenge?
Yeah.
We would probably go home first, and it would.
But they think they're going to win. Jeez, we watch it together.
Maybe
yeah.
10 years ago, and how many pounds ago?
Maybe, but yeah, they think they're gonna. I'm like, you're not gonna win. Just, okay.
You know what though? It's cool.
Positive thinking.
They might be. Well, I was gonna say they might be enough to be sleepers, but after what they did tonight, they're on the radar.
No.
Like just to like. If they didn't do what they did tonight, they could have potentially been under the radar and not been for a period of time, but not so much anymore. Voted in to talk in the deliberation are Annalise and Tommy, Ravyn and Johnny, Colleen and Kim. Forgot about them. Forgot they were there. And Olivia and Horacio.
Mm-hmm.
Colleen and Kim go up first, and Fessy's all like, "It's our hot tub time canceled."
Yeah. Because of this. These two, I don't even know what they bring to the table.
Oh, I can't believe I'm back at the horse. I had many drinks last night and I was so hung out this morning.
Oh, me too, friend. I was blowing chinks like crazy. And when I finally returned to sleep, the waste man came right outside my window.
Well,
I find them oddly amusing, though.
No.
It's just because, like I said, like when we talked about them, they just are fish out of water compared to everybody else. Like, they just don't quite seem to fit.
Well, I'll tell you this, Tomek. A little hair from the dog is just what the doctor ascribed.
I hear you, friend. Now let's...
Sure.
That's why it's amusing.
Yeah, one of these things do not belong like the others. Yeah.
And so it's just...
one of these things are not like the others. One of these things do not belong.
Right. And it's... I don't know.
Why are they there?
Somebody must have... I mean, I don't even know.
Okay.
Annalise and Tommy are like, we're big brother. We'll be numbers for you in this game.
This is their first thing, when the first fault, when they're like, we can be numbers for you, and they're like, this isn't a numbers thing. It really isn't. Like,
right? There's no house vote.
Yeah, you're not a number.
Yeah.
Like if they're like, well, if we win, we won't throw you in. And Fessy, like, I mean, this is where Fessy is realistic. To be honest with you, this is where Fessy is the best.
Yeah.
Out of these ever been in all this, they're like, if we win, we won't throw you in. And he's like, I mean, he holds it in well, but he like looks over his partner and he's like, yep. Great deal. Okay. All right. We'll take it. Yeah.
Johnny and Ravyn.
I did not like this.
Yeah. We had to go back and watch it because it was like, I took it one way and then you're like, no. Like, he's kind of stepping out of line.
What can we do to make you scratch our back?
Essentially. So that you don't.
And the thing is that, and what I said to you, you're like, but it's, we'll scratch your back. You scratch our back. And I said, but seriously, he has spoken so well.
Yes.
In all these episodes, it wasn't like he ever misspoke. He really gets his point across. I think he does slip up a little bit in the club scene when he's talking to Ravyn, right?
Ravyn.
Ravyn. But this one, I was like, he was saying it, and then he said something else. Do you have it written down? Where, like, again, Fessy was like, huh? He did it like a double take.
Can you at least like kind of do us the favor of not putting us against Olivia and Horacio?
Yeah, and then we won't in the future do anything with you. And he's like, no, you don't get it. Like, you're not coming back. Yeah, do us a favor. This and that.
It was weird.
Work. Yeah, it was more. I thought he came.
It's
across...
weird because he does speak well.
Yeah.
It almost like slipped past me. I was like, oh, okay. I was like quick because Fessy like got frustrated right away. He's like, no, we're all at some point going to be down there pulling knives. And I was like, just because I'm so like, I'm used to reacting that way to him.
But did that not give Johnny like Fessy vibes like 2-3 seasons ago when he was a rookie, when he would be like, yeah, but if you put us in, I'm going to come get you. And they're like, no, you're still going in because you're a rookie. You don't get it.
Yeah.
And
it's true. It takes that time.
Fessy took it to another level. And this might be the ones, I always say like there's a light switch.
Yeah.
Things. And this might be the one because he does talk to his partner in Mariah, right? And he says, we're not going to piss off the veterans.
I was so impressed with that.
He looks at it, he goes, that we're not doing that. Mm-hmm. And that's what Johnny was saying. Hey, maybe we need to figure out where they are. Mm-hmm. Maybe they should win. And he's like, we're not going to piss them off. We're just not. And she's like, and Mariah's like, but they're my friends. He's like, stop. And he's like, good, your friend. Or my roommate, my friend. He's like, they're not really my roommate. And again, if you go back and listen, we don't want to, champion any other podcast, but Johnny Bananas podcast with Nani does say over and over, she's like, I used to play with my heart. It was Bananas that said like, it's a game, right? Let it go. And he was basically saying like, I get that you like her. You don't know her.
Right.
We're putting him in. And he did the right thing. He really did a very good job, Fessy. Except for his shenanigans with Olivia. Yeah.
Party night. They're at a brewery. There's Jenga.
It's a brewery.
It's a brewery. There's Jenga.
Yeah. Oh, it's a brewery.
This is where, oh my gosh. So Tommy and Annalise are messy.
Yeah, this was Big Brother, and Devin says it. Devin, who hates Big Brother, must watch Big Brother.
I think so.
The Big Brothering, I think is what he was.
Yeah.
Because I was saying to you, I'm like, this is bad. This isn't Big Brother, and this is really, really bad.
So first they go up to Kim and Colleen, and they're like, hey, let's work together. And you were like, work together? And I'm like, no. It means like if one of them pulls the safe, then they'll save each other. And you're like, oh, okay, all right.
Like, no, what they're going to do is this.
And then like the next scene, they're outside then talking to Horacio and Olivia. And they're like, we won't put you in. We'll save you if we pull. Will you do the same? And I'm like, there's no way they're buying this. There's no way they're buying this. Like Horacio's face looks kind of like,
He really, really was like, because he said, we just saw you talking to Kim and Colleen. And his face, I was like, he's going to march right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Little did we forget that this is the guy who watches women from afar for months before he even thinks about approaching them. So anyway, but he did look like it. I'm like, he's calling their bluff.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, you know what? You guys.
We like you.
Yeah.
I love you. That's what Olivia said. Love you guys.
We're in. We agree with you. And I was like, I told you, they're going to make deals and they're playing Big Brother and it exposes yourself so quick. It's not the same game.
Well, and they obviously were not anticipating themselves pulling the safe. They were anticipating everybody else pulling the safe, but they weren't anticipating them being the ones having to make the decision.
But we did by editing. Sorry, once again.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention,
and it
folks.
was so good.
Pay attention,
so
folks.
good.
Pay attention.
Ravyn and Johnny get into this argument. Ravyn, obviously, we talked about this. She had feelings, thought that they were going to be pursuing that. He led her on. Conversation doesn't go well. He's like, look, we're going in, and that's pretty much where that goes.
Yeah, he did like the typical thing where he's like,
she looked really pretty.
Yeah, but she was saying some things. He's like, what did I do to not lead you on? But he did the typical thing. That way she could just answer 5 times and he could pick apart one thing that he didn't do. I didn't like the response. I thought everything, again, I said he speaks well. There was a one time, but he did ask, like, how did I lead you on? Or I don't know it by quote, but I'm just telling you that it was a typical, like, male response. Sorry. Mm-hmm. All those dudes out there that might be offended. That she would say, like, 5 things, and then he'd find one to be like, I said this and that, and talk her out of 4 things. I didn't like it. I thought he was talking down to her. I really didn't. But
yeah,
he's just trying to build her up, I guess, a little bit. But then he walks away. He's like, I can't handle this, whatever.
Right. During this conversation, All American Rejects Gives You Hell plays. The music this episode was maybe my favorite so far.
I agree. I liked it.
Musical choices were excellent.
Yeah.
Then we have Tori and Jordan talking.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting for this. It was in the preview. Obviously, we know this is going to happen. And it was a lot. It was moving. I cried.
Yeah. I will say this was an emotional thing. Usually, like, when you have some type of breakup, I think we've talked about it just like in Partners of the Show or whatever else, but some person usually screams at the mountaintop and says somebody was wrong and someone else just takes it all. And it really wasn't like that. You mentioned multiple times during this, like, they speak well of each other. They
do
speak well of each other.
They've never publicly spoken about their breakup, except for when she did that live. And even before she did that, she got permission from Jordan to do it, to clear some things up.
Yeah, but
which is very mature, and I appreciate that.
To release some things and say that you're such a good guy and you didn't deserve it, whatever else. And, like, to see that, I mean, that they had a long road together. It's not just like year and a half being engaged, or no, broken up for a year and a half, but they had a long road, 3 years or more. Mm-hmm. And no, it was, she needed that. And
they ended with a hug.
Yeah, I don't think he needed it. I think it was more that the tears that he had in his eyes were more like, I know you needed this, and it feels good. And so we'll see what happens. And I know we said last week, like, they're definitely hook up, and that was in jest. I don't care if they do or if they don't. They needed this moment, and good for beautiful. Them, and for allowing MTV to put that on the screen. It really. They could have said, like, no, F this. We need to be on our own because I can't stand this individual.
Right. And she said something along the lines of, like, I just wanted, like, when I saw you, the first thing I wanted to do was just be like, I've done all this work and I really wanted you to know. And I was like,
yeah,
it made me like, it was I'm going to cry now. I'm not going to do it.
Do that. Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
No, it was good.
But it was really awesome. And I love that for them. And one thing I did notice, though, there was a second of this conversation that I looked in the background, and, like, everybody was just, like, unfazed.
Yeah, that was a thing too, where I was like, no one came up.
They're like in the middle of the, like, and then there's people, like, sitting at the bar. They're just unfazed, like, just drinking their drinks, like, nothing to see here. Like I would have been like,
like
staring, like, I need, this is a big deal. Like, come on.
And he used to have been like, hey, my best friend's crying. You guys cool? Like, no one came up and was like, you cool? Like, there was no, like, strong editing. There was a flow to their conversation. And anybody out there that's going through a rough patch or whatever else, I wish it could be expedited, that you could have a breakup that ended calmly like this, expedited. Because
Beautiful.
obviously it's been a year and a half.
Right.
So
And
I
there was
could
a
only
lot
wish
of
that
to process along the way.
yeah, I could only wish it be expedited on your sake though, because they needed that. And now, what is going to happen in the next episodes? I don't know, but right now seems like
Freaking awesome. Loved it.
Yeah.
Next scene, we got Kim and Colleen talking, and their like suitcases like right there on the bed. And you're
Oh
like, whoa, those two are ready for the elimination.
Everybody's like training. Fessy's got things like he's in Street
he's
Fighter
got-
on the video game, like whatever else. Like he's been punching bags or whatever else.
Got
She's-
Annalise and Tony stretching, doing the
Yeah,
butterfly.
They're like dressed up like Instagram models, and hey, what's going on? What do
But
you guys?
I just loved
And
that
Fessy's like,
Colleen and Kim's like, you just see their big suitcase like in the middle of the bed. Like,
Yeah.
let's be real here.
yeah. She's like, well, and you know what? Let's be real. She's like, well, I guess I got to talk to him. I think he likes me, and so I mean, I don't mind. And he's like, and Kim's like, do what you got to do.
Oh, we've been invited to a party in our honors, but it was for this week afters.
Well, why aren't we there?
It was wedged in our post pail.
Oh.
Like, this is terrible. And Fessy comes in, like, what are you guys talking about? Like,
I don't know. The only thing that's
yeah,
happening
how to get ready for elimination? Because look at us, like.
is you're potentially going to put us in.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, are you mad or not? I don't want to say your names because you're my roommate and you're the prettiest girl I've ever seen. And he's like, does that ease your? And she's like, here, used to be here. This is my favorite. She goes, used to be here. By the way, we also put this on video for those listening to podcasts. Used to be here, now it's down to here. And he goes, that's good. That's good. Yeah, you went from a half of a yardstick to an inch.
That's good.
Yeah,
All right.
So now I got another chance of more hot tub time. All right, that's good. Decision maker made the right decision. Yeah.
Then the decision maker. This is when I got very. I was feeling pretty good about Fessy at this point, or Fessel at this point, and then I have a weird allegiance or support for Horacio very early. I don't know why, but I am protective of him.
I can tell you, it's probably his smile or his hair because it's gorgeous. But
him and Laurel are working out. They're doing some step ups, and then we have a voiceover from Fessel, and he's all like, a lot of these girls, something along the lines of, when I don't have time for them, when I don't have time to give them attention, then it seems like they go over to Horacio.
calls him a second fiddle,
and I'm like, don't you dare!
Yeah,
don't you dare!
He calls him like a second fiddle. He's like, yeah.
If I don't have time for them, they go to Horacio.
Yeah. Messy Fessy. This is bad. No one should be talking like this.
I mean, we all have our types and stuff, but no.
Yeah, they can go talk to whoever want. It's
Also
not because
true.
It's not because you're giving any type of attention to one or the other.
And Horacio seems nice.
Yeah, I think so.
I like nice. Nice is good.
Nice is good.
And good hair, good smile.
Not gonna get you in the challenge, but yeah.
His athleticism might. Dude's awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna have to cut off bait somewhere along the way. So we'll see what happens because he's well now. Okay. Then let's go back to this then.
Okay.
Because we're gonna skip forward and then we'll come back.
Okay.
He's gonna have to come back against Tommy and them and be the way he is. Okay. But he also he's gonna have to call them out.
Of course.
But then also along the way, he's gonna have to say to Jay and Michelle, like, wait a minute, we were all in alliance and you didn't pick us. Why did you pick Johnny and Ravyn over there? Even though they'll be like, well, they're not here anymore. Now we're in there. He's going to have to go back on past mistakes, past decisions. I shouldn't say mistakes.
Right.
Past decisions and be like, it didn't affect me. It really affected me, your decisions, and it affected me not in a good way. So
I don't think he needs to do that. I think
he will eventually.
I think of their partnership,
Yeah.
Olivia is the one that's going to have those conversations, and that's fine.
I agree with you. Yeah. So he can just still have a good smile and good hair. Yeah.
Still be, doing his
You're right.
step up.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
Right? Yeah. Olivia, she can go have this conversation. She's awesome. And
yeah, you're
love it.
absolutely right. Yeah, sorry.
we get to the zone. Fessy and Mariah are wearing matching white puffy coats.
Yeah, it
bothered me.
Well, they were just going
Did not like that.
They had to go to the Hamptons P. Diddy Whiteout party. Come on, you know that. Didn't you see on the Instagram they're going to the Whiteout party? Come on, what are they doing? Why are they wearing this stuff? Stop. Now that's the other thing. It's
Casey and Jay both had matching hot pink beanies too.
Yeah, I know. It must. But who wears that many turtlenecks? I've said this before. What's going on with this guy?
I don't know. But you know what? Like, we all have some sort of clothing that we prefer that is almost like a uniform for us.
T-shirts. For
example, like the double layered T-shirt. Yeah, that's your uniform. Like, I love sweaters.
Who the heck wants turtleneck though? That's like,
I know. I don't like it.
It's like the worst.
Anything around my neck makes me feel like I'm gonna throw up. I don't like it.
You need to start paying attention if something's wrong with the neck. Like, does he wear like the Under Armour like up to here mock turtleneck too when he does everything? I need to pay attention to it, but it's just too much.
Yeah, maybe there is a reason that he doesn't. Yeah. Maybe he's got like a mole or something.
Right.
Maybe he just likes it. I mean, we like what we like.
All right, whatever. Okay. Yeah.
I still want to know how many he's got. Like, I need to see that closet. Like, can we please, Fessy, can we please have a tour of your closet? Like, put it on your Insta, like it's cribs. Be like, here is my
Roy G. Biv.
Here is my closet. Yeah. And I want to see him. And I would bet money, because you seem like an organized dude. They're probably like color coordinated, right? Right? Color coordinated. Yeah. I got to see it. Mm-hmm. So please, I want to see that closet.
Like, opens it up and just like runs his fingers long and be like, look at all these turtlenecks.
Like, as we hear like a bell.
Yeah, look at all these turtlenecks. He's like, nobody's got more turtlenecks than I do.
Oh, and then like throw them up so they like land on him on the back.
Oh yeah, turtleneck heaven. Yeah. Okay.
Voted in are Johnny and Ravyn.
Yeah.
Which surprised me, because I thought that maybe there was a chance that he might change his mind and not go as strong of a route, like as strong of a competitor for the choice. But I think because of how Johnny had spoke to him in the deliberation, that kind of solidified it.
Yeah. And also a little bit with the veterans, let's not piss them off. But yeah, I think it was a no-brainer to put them in there, to be honest with you. And whoever was coming back, I mean, maybe Horatio, he was worried about, but I don't think he had any worries about who was coming back, you know. And if Johnny came back, he knew that Johnny, they weren't just coming back for them. They'd come back for, if they came back, they would come back also for Johnny Bananas,
right?
Banana, whatever else. So keep that in mind. Like, they've got bigger fish to fry if they come back and mad that we threw them in.
Right.
Smart move.
Mm-hmm. I concur. So it gets to the draw. Colleen and Kim, blank.
Right, yeah.
Annalise and Tommy.
Right after that, I'm like, this is definitely happening. Annalise and Tommy. Yeah.
Safe. Yeah. Now they got a decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
They made promises to both people, and both teams were like, they smiled. They were like, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Kim claps his
good.
Hands, and then you see
Olivia stoked.
Yeah, Horatio reaches over and pats Tommy on the back, like, "Hey,
it's freaking awesome!"
Like, remember me?
Oh my god, can you imagine? So you have that like sigh of relief, and then instantly the rug is pulled out from under you.
Yeah, not when you.
It's great. I mean, that
deals like you knew it was coming.
No. I mean, but the people that get screwed over, you're like, "Whew, I'm good," and then they're like, we're saving Colleen and Kim," and everyone's like, excuse me. Yeah, Olivia was pissed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rightfully so. Mm-hmm. And now we've got two really strong teams going in against each other in what looks like a hall brawl, but it's like a hall brawl 2.0.
Yeah. Let's, again.
Realistically, this is the kind of elimination we want to see. We want to see two tough teams going against each other in a difficult elimination. We don't want to see, and granted, we haven't seen a lot of Colleen and Kim, but we don't want to see a team that appears to be quite a bit weaker going against a team that appears to be very strong in something like this.
New or old to this, despite what was on the documentary, how they all like it or whatever else, we do not like the hall brawl.
No.
I do not like to see two individuals running at each other that way. It's just not for me. I don't know what it is, but I like this one.
This modified version is good. So it's double decker. So there are 2 halls and 2 levels.
Mm-hmm.
Male partners start on the bottom, female partners on the top. Male partners go first. There is a bar in the middle. So they run. There's a bar separating them, and you push the bar until you get to a certain point. So you want to push someone behind their line into their end zone, essentially. Right?
Sure.
Once that happens, then that opens the door on the second floor
for your partner.
And whoever wins the first round or like the first level, their partner gets to like a second lead before running to the bar. And running to the bar, I've done that many times. And same thing, and it's whoever wins from the second level. So that's what determines it, and it's best 2 out of 3. Like I said, I liked this.
Yeah, I liked it.
Men are first on the bottom. Horacio has a good strategy, and he notices with Johnny that before he's going to take a step, he kind of, what does he do?
Before he lunges towards him, he lifts up his foot as to gain momentum. So he said as he's going to push, he lifts his foot up. So he's going to, use that to his advantage.
Which was very smart.
Yeah.
Love that when they notice things like that.
There is something here in this near the end.
Okay.
And again, like we said, we don't watch this together. And I was like, oh, I didn't see this. Johnny kind of lets Horacio go. So I'm like, is he saving his energy for the second round?
Oh.
So I was like, oh, interesting. But anyway, long story short, Horacio wins, and then Olivia and Ravyn hit.
Right.
The second level.
And that one looked like it hurt.
Oh,
kinda.
yeah.
Like they made contact. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And Ravyn is out of her shoes.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. And that sucks because like you don't have the traction.
Yeah.
So Horacio and Olivia get first round.
Sure.
Go to the second round. She adjusts her shoes. Now the women are on the bottom, men are on the top. Olivia gets it for her team on the bottom round. Again, Ravyn's out of one of her shoes.
Right away, like both her shoes. They were like, what's going on with her shoes?
Right. And everyone's like, she's not tying them right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm like, are they the wrong size? Like if they're too big?
I thought the same thing, but you know what? You fill all this form out.
Right.
All your
they get all your sizes. Yeah.
It's not like they're just like, here, pick from Goodwill, bin from Goodwill and go.
So yeah, that was very peculiar to me. And, but then, so I'm thinking, at this point, okay, Horacio and Olivia have this in the bag. Like it's going to be 2-0.
Yeah.
Horn, done. And then Johnny gets it.
And again, Horacio's got a lead, then Johnny just lays it on. That's why I'm like, did he really just decide, like, save my energy here, I'm just going to give up to it? But he does. It's not like we have a narrator or anything like that. It just happens what it is. But, we've seen so many of these where, like, I'm waiting to see, like, the one-on-one or whatever else and where he's going to go. Yeah. But I knew to go save my energy because I was like, I had left in the tank and I knew he was kind of low. But I digress about this. So anyway, they have to go to the final one, and that's a gasping moment before the commercial. Oh no,
I hated it so hard. So men are back on the bottom. I hated it so hard. I just felt so bad for it. Johnny just really just goes to run and he trips and falls. Have you ever done that when you're trying to run really fast, like the first base, and you start it, and you're like, stupid.
Yeah, of course. It's
like your momentum and your adrenaline.
I probably wouldn't do it in the challenge, but I'm like, you see it, and you're like, oh. But he regroups actually.
I was impressed.
Dude hits it, gets back up, and still grabs that bar that quick. Like,
yeah, I thought it was going to be like,
oh, yeah. It will be there for another person, but yeah.
They had a little bit of a battle, and then it goes to the women, and Olivia just whoa, that woman is strong.
She's a competitor.
She continues to impress me. I can't wait to see more from her.
Yeah. So, and that's it. 2 out of 3, they come back, and they have to stand up on that stage right next to Tommy and Elise, and and then TJ gives, here we go. How was the send off for Johnny?
End your time here for now.
I don't think they come back.
I mean, showed us enough that they could come back. I mean, they're decent athletes.
Yeah, they won. Yeah, they got second place. They won one. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, heck, remember Johnny went home first, his first challenge, and this isn't even going home first. It's going up third.
I could see them.
You think?
Just because, like, she was a good teammate.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't put him in a bad position. She didn't politic the wrong way. But I could see them both coming back. I wouldn't write them off. But yeah. And TJ's like, hey, challenge, but like you said, never trust anyone. Like,
no, and we're like, we know, someone else is like, coming.
And they're like, oh, TJ, don't give us a heart attack. He's like,
just kidding.
And they're like, oh, he's not kidding. He's
faked out the fake out.
And then they do the silhouette is coming out. They don't let us know who it is.
It's got to be Darrell and Veronica. Yeah. It's got to be Darrell and Veronica. So, I also did love that Horacio and Olivia were like, voting us in is good for us because like it helps out our teamwork and like it's making us stronger.
I did like that, yeah.
And yeah, I thought that was a great attitude.
Yeah, it was a good point. Instead of going from like, oh, we won this and with a threat, like it's just been fine. Keep doing it, making us stronger. And again, someone's gonna step in and be like, wait, why are you with these people if they're the ones throwing you in and we're the ones cheering you on? You have a connection with Laurel. Olivia, you have a connection with Nellie. Why are you with Tommy and Elise? Is it Annalise? Yeah. Why are you with like Jay and Michelle? Like, you have people that have your back,
right? And
they respect you. No one, the only reason we said your name, and I said this last week. I'm like, Johnny could walk right in and look down and say, Olivia, I'm the first person to say, calm down. And he goes, and he can also say, I'm the first person to say, it's that one over there before anyone else. He could easily do it, not doing it. And Horacio would be like, oh, yeah, you're right. We'll see. That's what I would do. Pull him over.
I think that's going to happen. I think so too. I think that's the writing's on the wall for them to start working with the vets.
And I think it's going to be nice to see this
and they're good enough that they can protect those vets.
Yeah, and and it's one of those things like,
and the vets need that.
You look at Johnny or these other guys trying to make big moves, but the weird thing is watch this. Watch us talk. Watch the show go. And if it happens, when they start to adopt them in, we will start talking to them like they're vets out of nowhere. Like, oh yeah, Fessy and Olivia. Oh, why do they even mention their names in that? We'll be like, they're with them. Yeah, I mean, you go with what you're familiar, but as soon as they accept them, and they sort of assimilate them in their group, we will be like, yep, 100%,
absolutely. Absolutely. Who do you think won the episode?
I think it's Olivia.
You know what? Yes.
I flirted a little bit with Fessy with his up and down, but it's messy Fessy. I think it was Olivia, and it really was.
I liked her fire too when
at the very end of it when she was like, I doubt myself. And we talked about this, I think, episode 1, but she's like, I doubt myself, but I know I'm here to do this and I can compete. And I was like, she was good the entire time. Her only mistake was like, yeah, I trust Tommy and Annalise, but I think it's Olivia.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. She showed her athleticism. She has a backbone. It's fun to watch. She dresses nice, and I look forward to what she's going to do.
Yeah,
I think that they're going to continue to win, or they're gonna do well. Period.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the type of thing that's going to cross them over unless they keep getting on the totem pole and they just get disgruntled with the veterans. But that's we'll wait and see that. Yeah, but I think they will do well.
Who do you think lost the episode?
That's a good question.
Tommy and Annalise.
I think so, and it's only because not in a foul way. Only because they don't know how to play the game. And they still think it's Big Brother, and it's not.
Which is very common for Big Brother people when they come into the game.
It really is. And when Devin says Big Brother, and I think that's... Or classic Big Brother.
Something like that.
Yeah. Or Big Brother at its finest.
Something like that.
Either or. I just nailed 3. Hopefully I get one A, B, or C, D, none of the above.
We didn't see much Devin tonight.
But I think that's it. It's just like... That's a different game, and... You can't just automatically, because of like, when you do that, you can't, when you make 2 deals, it's so hard to recap that or to make that up.
I will say though, Tommy does have charisma. If anybody can come back from that big blunder, he has potential to be somebody that could.
But that means that Olivia. But you already said Olivia's got to be like, nope, this is what he did.
Yeah,
no, this is what he did. So I'm gonna go with them. Yeah, and they get a tie, I guess, or Tommy just gets it. I don't care who gets it. Yeah.
Cringeworthy moments. Might have to be the it was the talking about my Horacio and how the girls only come to him when
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
that's
rude.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Best line.
I think it's the Instagram. Maybe next challenge will be Instagram. you guys can win that.
Else.
I don't know. I when I saw it,
Nelly T loves love and love loves
that's
me.
just Nelly T. We got to point out like what is going on here with this guy. I don't
think it probably is if it was a Instagram. What songs are jumping out to you that you would like to put on our that's what I call the challenge CD? I'm just so happy there's music.
Do you have any highlighted from last episode at all?
Okay,
and I know I don't want to music wise.
Stand Up by Ludacris.
Oh yeah.
The Night at the Roxbury song.
Yeah. Hadaway.
The Sign by Ace of Base.
See now, I'm trying.
But a good time.
What I'm trying to say is, if we want to make another category, hear me out here.
Okay.
Does it make it on the CD now? That's what I call Challenge Music Volume 1.
This is good. This is good. Okay.
Because I need a Heroes on there. I don't care. That's
okay.
I need something soundtrack from a movie soundtrack that I can place it where Kevin Bacon's his shoes are tied to the John Deere tractor and he wins a chicken race. Will they all get on? That's the thing.
So they all get on, and then we have to start making decisions.
Once you make it to 24, then they have to get cut down.
Okay, because I've already cut down a couple of them that we didn't like the Death Cab for Cutie. I didn't think
we said that was definitely going to get off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I was fine with all of them. Like you said, it was a good episode. I just thought we'd build a 24 and then cut down and be like, yeah, it's got to go. But your call, however you want to do it. I mean, that's fine. Yeah.
I liked Gives You Hell. I thought that was timed perfectly.
Yeah.
I liked What I Like About You.
Yeah.
Will Afford I Want to Be Bad. Passenger Let Her Go while Jordan and Tori were talking. That was, I think, probably what made me cry was because it was like the song.
Okay, that can't be on there. I mean, we'll cut it. We'll put it on there now, but we'll end up cutting that.
But I'm just saying that was well placed with the conversation that was happening to evoke emotion.
There was that Lotta song, Big Energy.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that one I already wrote on there. I'm like, that's happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll keep you posted on that.
Wait, hold on. Since we have bananas.
What would Corey do?
What would Corey do in this episode?
What would Corey
to create more drama?
Maybe stirred the pot a little bit with Johnny and Ravyn.
He probably would have been involved in that somehow.
Or gone over to the conversation between Jordan and Tori.
I think that's what Corey would have done. He would have stuck his nose in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Corey ever have anything with Tori?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Him and Anissa, I think. Him and Anissa did at some point.
Yeah,
but not Tori.
I think Corey would have, unless Anissa gave him the buffer or whatever else. But I think
Anissa might have been like pulling him back, like, no, we're not doing.
But
this.
I think Corey would have been like, hey, what do you get? He would have, and I can just see it. He would have like a rum and coke with a lime, and you can still see the lime not squeezed in there on there in a straw, and you've just been sipping on it.
Like,
what are y'all talking about? That's what he would have done. That's what Corey would have done.
Like how CT would like pretend to be eating or drinking a pop and like eating popcorn during fights. Yeah, I could see that. Corey would do that. Let's see here. So I do have a little bit of tea.
Sure.
The biggest thing this week was that woman Emmy who had quit.
Yeah.
There were several people who had tweeted about her behavior. Those people being Jack.
With 2 Ks.
Yeah, yep. Laurel's partner. Corey Lake, because he was around because he was an alternate.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, he was around because he was an alternate.
Okay.
And then we also heard from Nani in regards to about her on Bananas podcast.
Yeah.
The gist. Oh, and Chauncey said, yeah, that's accurate on Twitter as well. The gist being that she was rude, wouldn't leave her hotel room, talk to people, and that somehow she got fined for not following the rules or something like that. So then she clapped back on Instagram. She's like, okay, so if I was so rude, but I didn't come out of my hotel room, how do you that doesn't make sense. You contradict yourself. And she said, the girl with short pink hair said this. So, Jack,
yeah.
Remember he wore that pink short wig. Yeah, so she's referring to Jack as the girl with short pink hair, to which he changed his Instagram handle. So it said the girl with short pink hair, which I thought was cute.
It's following Devin's lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got it when people do that. I also saw that Nerese had said during the challenge, TJ had continually got her name wrong. Kept calling her Emily instead of Emmy.
Oh.
Nani had said that, so they ended up sharing a room because that was the room that was available when she got there. They're trying to get ready for the challenge.
Oh, yeah.
And she wouldn't get out of, she wouldn't share the mirror with her. And she just thought that was kind of rude.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're ever going to really find out what happened there, but,
don't take care. Hope to see you never.
Yeah, I don't know that I need any more.
Yeah. All right. Don't take care.
Right.
Hope to see you never.
I did on Bananas podcast, which listening to those two of them communicate with each other is just great because of their friendship. It was just an easy conversation.
It takes a while.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
It took a while.
Okay.
A lot of blowing each other up.
Okay.
What the kids are calling gassing each other up for a while. It took a while where I was like, I'm not coming back to this podcast after about 15 minutes. And then I was like,
oh, see, I listened to it while I was just driving across town and in line.
And another time, and I was like, all right, it's Bananas. And then they kind of start breaking things down, and it was good. But the first 15 minutes is so much them just telling about how great they are. And so you do kind of learn a lot, and,
I liked how he had kind of lied to her and said he wasn't coming.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. That was
so
good.
He was sending her, so everybody that they traveled with, including Casey, left. And she's thinking that she's going to be called next. And all of a sudden it's crickets. She doesn't hear anything in the hallway. And she's like, what the heck? There's no, phone, no TV in the room. And she's like, what the heck? I'm all by myself. They did give her phone at one point because she was freaking out, as I probably would be too. And, reaches out to Bananas. Bananas sends her a video of his backyard. Well, I guess he had taken that video weeks before to fake her out. And he's like, no, I'm still at my house. And Nam ended up getting Bananas shorts that had his name on them and took a picture of him, sent them to Josh, and Josh sent it to Nani. And so she was like, okay, you're here. All right. Thank goodness. But I guess she had to be in the hotel room for 11 days.
Something like that, yeah. But
that's a long time.
This explains why she was so thrown off when Casey wasn't there.
Yes.
Because she thought then they were messing with her again.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, where is Casey? And oh, she's not here. And she's like, ah. And you see her look. If you go back to it, she's like, eh. And they're she's not here. And she was like, what? Now, later on, she does say I knew about the COVID. I knew they'd be back. But her initial response is, yeah, they're messing with me.
Right, because she'd already been.
You can tell the difference because she's just okay, the fun's over. Now where's she? She's not here. And she was but then they told her about the COVID later, which they never address at all. But that's
I did how she was am I an alternate?
Yeah.
It's because if I'm an alternate, I just want to go home.
Yeah. But no,
and then she's quick to say it's okay to it's nothing against being an alternate, but I thought that was really funny.
Again. I said it earlier. If we're gonna champion a podcast, I would say it's Bananas.
Yes, I need to listen to Devin's
on Spotify. Devin, I don't think Devin's.
I think it's podcast? It might be on Apple. I don't think it's on Spotify.
Okay, but
it's called Bet on Devin. He also talks about sports betting in addition to the challenge, so it'd be right up your alley.
Episode 1 of Bananas this season has Bill Simmons, and you know the way I feel about him. He's, you know,
I did a little bit of that.
Yeah, that one's really good. So we'll see who he has on after this week.
Also, Kyle liked our tweet last week, which made me really happy.
Nice of Kyle.
We love Kyle. He said actually that he loves us. So, you know, I texted you at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. I was like, David, I can just call it a day. Kyle said he loves us.
Yeah, that was nice.
Always nice when they interact with us, because it's like, you know, we do this because we're fans.
Yeah,
you know, so it's nice for, you know, people from the show to, you know, respond to our stuff.
Well, give credit to Klinger though. He gets the right clips going. He gets it out there. He tags the right people, and that's it.
I love our Twitter clips. They're so fun. Hope you do too. What else do you have for us?
That's it. If we're talking about Twitter, follow us where?
Right. All right. Follow us on Twitter, Final Alliance 1. On Instagram, we are Final Alliance. On YouTube, Final Alliance Podcast. Please comment, subscribe. We love to hear what you have to say. And on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, we are Final Alliance Podcast.
That's right. Don't forget your wristbands tomorrow. And don't forget to wear your Halloween gear.
Oh, yes. Have a good night.